because that's what I saw on my end. But I think we're here. So let me go ahead, say hello to folks once again. Shout out to Rick on the Mountain for an awesome stream beforehand. I saw you were playing some Splinter Forge, which I am still I have not been able to get in on just yet. I mean, I do play some games here and there, and when I say some games here and there, I feel like maybe like once a week at this point. So I'm so behind on all of the opportunity there, let's call it. But it's actually really cool to see, Tales from the Cryptmancer's been posting content, Gathering the Magic's been posting content. It's really interesting to see people who have been renting cards or even buying cards to play in Splinter Forge. And so, yeah, it makes me excited for Tower Defense, which hopefully should be right around the corner here, as well as for, Land coming down the line, and any other games that will be, that'll be awesome. So let me go ahead and jump into the chat and see who is here, and we can say hello. So let's see. We got Joke in the house. Ron, thank you, Ron. I see that you're here. I appreciate you. I don't know if you had to do anything in the background, but glad that we're all good now. Hello, Will Bender, Crypto Ace. What's happening? Sayel, hello. Cimarron, twice in one day. What's happening? Crypto Ace, hello. Bootops, Sliffer. What's going on, Matt? I understand. I understand where Aggie's coming from now. Some of these names, like UC Liffield. Well, I'm trying my best. So, Elephantium, what's going on? Outwars, Camino, hello, Boomburst. Awesome. All right, a lot of awesome folks here. Hey, Bruce Gillis Gaming, what's happening? Congrats again on winning the big prize on Sunday. That was a lot of fun. So we did a stream with Tails. Tales from the Cryptmancer. I was on there with a couple other folks, and then we did a little surprise giveaway, which was part of FOMO February because I'd missed last week, so I apologize to you guys for missing that. But we gave away some fun stuff on that stream. Thunderstruck, I just thought it was because I was listening to Sound of Silence. Well, glad you're listening to that one. Arnie Boy, what's going on? Virus, twice a day as well. New Age, what's happening? TD is going to be fun. Yeah, I am so excited about Tower Defense. Now, I will say this, okay? And I have no idea what's going on. I don't have any like internal memos or things like that. But they were trying to get Tower Defense out by the end of the month, and I was surprised that we didn't get any like talk about it this week and any like release in today's release. So I'm hopeful that if they can stick to their February kind of beta timeline, then maybe we'll have something by next week, because obviously a week from today is going to be the last day of February. My goodness, this year is just flying by. So, at this point, it's just process of elimination. If we're not going to get it today and we're still going to get it in February, then I hope we get something next week. So we could be less than 7 days away, guys. I mean, just think about that. I mean, less than 6 days away if there's any announcements on the town hall and all that. So I'm excited. It seemed like it was just around the corner, but if not, we've all learned the true definition of patience when it comes to Splinterlands. So I'm sure it'll be right around the corner in March. But there's just, I don't know about you guys, but does it just feel like there's so much happening right now? Not so much happening right now, but so much that is about to happen right around the corner. I don't know. It just feels that way for me. It feels like there is this wall or mountain or gigantic truck headed our way of like Splinterlands craziness, in my opinion, right? And I know I'm usually Papa Bear, but I'm trying to like get in tune with my feelings here and understand exactly what I'm expecting, why I'm feeling so positively anxious about the cool stuff that's coming around the corner. So, we have less than 7 days before we get the new legendary summoner, or the final legendary summoner. That should probably lead to a potential mass sell-off or sell-out of the Chaos Legion set. And even if it doesn't happen, the days are numbered. It's only going to be until like mid-March because of the Chaos packs being set aside for rewards, and because of the Nifty thing, we have like less than 500,000 packs that we'll need to burn if we need to burn. So, like by this time next month, Chaos will be gone. We'll probably have tower defense. We'll probably have something close to land phase 1 complete. Again, we'll give it until the end of March, but that could really shake things up. And then we go into Q2, and Q2 is where things get super exciting for me, because I'm excited about guild alliances. I'm excited about SPS delegation. We're gonna get season rentals next week, which could be something huge as well. But SPS delegation, if there's anything with validators next month, the GLS GLG game, we might get a beta in April and potential release later in Q2, and then obviously land 1.5, and all of that's going to be happening. All of that's going to be happening with no chaos packs in the store. And so I don't think that we're going to feel the effect immediately, but over the next couple of months, I feel like it could get really interesting. So, okay, that's kind of my bullish take for the day. We'll see if we can rein it in from there. So Crypto is saying tower defense is going to be fun. What's going on, Supermanny? Bifenam, hello. Big Barger, what's going on? Ghostly BG, good to see you here. Damon's NFT. All right, awesome. Farfi, hello. Morning Papa Bear. It's good to see you, Rick. Vonza, hello, After Sun. I didn't know you were streaming over here. Yeah. So I stream every week at this time. This is my hour. I go for 1 hour on Splinterlands TV. So 7 p.m. for me, whatever time it is for you, and we're gonna make this an awesome hour, hopefully. So shout out is all I need. Let's go. All right. NWB, what's happening? JHU leader, cheers, dude. Was a great stream. Extremely happy with the win. Yo, man, I'd be extremely happy with a goal for Yastic too. Let's go. I hope you're right. Yes, good times. When does soccer season start? I believe they're already in preseason. I think this actual season kicks off within the next couple of weeks. Maybe, I know by early March, I thought they'd be well into the season. That's why, like, initially, I thought, like, if anything was going to deliver on time, that if anything had to deliver on time without delays, it was going to be tower defense, or not tower defense, but the GLG, just because I thought they'd want to release with the season. But obviously there's been some changes with the company over the last couple of months, and some changes with the game itself, where they're going, I think, like the 7-on-7 route as well. So ultimately, I think if they can get it out in Q2, June 6th, it sounds like, is the last possible day, which actually makes me really excited, because at least now I have an anchor date in my mind. It's exciting, I would say. And I'm so obsessed with the tokenomics for GLX, the GLS platform, because the tokenomics there are pristine. The only thing that GLX or GLS doesn't have right now is a functioning game, and we don't know how good the game is, but I'm going to assume that it's going to be at least somewhere on par with Splinterlands. And maybe the earnings won't be as good. Maybe it'll still be like a little rudimentary, and it won't have all of the different like rule sets and cards and abilities and combos and stuff that we have with a maturer game like Splinterlands. But still, as long as it's kind of along the same vein and it's a workable game, it's fun enough to play, 3 to 5 minute game times, quick, kind of like addictive feedback loop. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think there's a lot of success that it can have, and then you just start burning GLX for GLUSD, and oh boy, it's going to get interesting. And here's the thing. Here's the beautiful thing. Let's say, obviously we're doing a Splinterlands stream right now, but let's say you don't care about GLX, right? You don't care about what's happening on the platform. Maybe you get some airdrops and you just sell those for stuff in Splinterlands. That's totally cool. But I'm assuming if you're here, you are holding Splinterlands assets, and you're probably holding, or at least earning, some of that SPS token. And what's going to get interesting for me is if the flywheel can get started on GLX, because of the fact that there's no DEC overhang, right? For them, it's just GLUSD, but there's no GLUSD right now, right? Or at least there wasn't any going into it. So if that flywheel can start to happen, and we see an increase in the price of GLX, or I shouldn't say the price, but the value of GLX over time, especially while the airdrop is going, that could make the SPS staking APR even juicier. I think the last time I checked, it's like with GLS where it's at, GLX where it's at, I think SPS, the SPS staking APR for just the GLX airdrop is like 25%. So, you do a couple multiples, and again, with the pristine nature of the tokenomics of the GLS platform, doing multiples there doesn't seem that difficult because there's such a small supply. It's very constricted. And overall, like, even if it just does a 2x or does a 3x, right? All of a sudden, we're not looking at a 25% staking APR. We're looking at a 50, 75. So again, it just makes for an interesting, thought experiment of the fact that, like, the SPS or the GLX flywheel could essentially start or kickstart the SPS flywheel, because people will start coming in and buying SPS, and if the value of SPS goes up, somebody just asked Aggie about this yesterday, not during the town hall, but Aggie was really generous with his time and talked yesterday for like an hour and a half after the town hall on the Discord, like, voice chat. And somebody asked him, they're just like, what if SPS starts going up without DEC being eaten through, and it's kind of like not because of the flywheel, will that be a good or bad thing? And Aggie pointed something out to me that I had never really thought about, just because I hadn't thought about it in that way. But it was quite poignant, because he said that the main pool, one of the biggest pools that DEC is in, is with SPS. So if SPS starts going up, you will start to see DEC rise as well, right? It's the same reason that Bitcoin carries so much of the market, because at the end of the day, not so much now, but definitely early on. And if you were here during the 2017 run, like, every pair was with Bitcoin. You didn't have like USD pairs. You would have to buy Bitcoin and then trade Bitcoin for like another token. And so every time Bitcoin would shoot up, the rest of the market would shoot up, because they were in these deep liquidity pairs with Bitcoin. So, DEC is in a relatively large liquidity pair, LP, with SPS. And so Aggie pointing that out made me realize, like, okay, well, at this point, they're still very much kind of connected at the hip. So DEC starts to go up, that could pull SPS up a little bit, but SPS starts to go up, that will pull DEC up. And then, DEC kind of has a ceiling with this whole burn mechanism, right? So I don't know. I'm on like a different. I'm just rambling here. But if you can't tell, I've been spending a lot of time thinking about all of the cool things. Hopefully, we are going to see over the next couple of months here, as long as the market doesn't get too down. But I feel like we've hit it down already so much. Tower defense, I can play on my phone. But Joke, yeah, it sounds like that's gonna be one of the main things that they're trying to do. Again, not playable in an app, but playable on mobile, which hopefully will be a better experience than Splinterlands mobile, because Splinterlands mobile is just not optimized. I gotta like turn my phone, I gotta zoom in and out. So hopefully we can get tower defense already there. But Double Coconut does create mobile games, so hopefully they have the infrastructure to kind of plug and play and already know how to optimize something for a mobile experience. All right, so Damon's NFT, what's going on? Solving Chaos, hello. Marcio Spy, what is happening? We need GLS out quick then, says Crypto Ace. Yeah, well, like I said, hopefully we'll get that in less than 4 months. Again, I know it seems like a long time, but some of the stuff is flying, and I think we're gonna get stuff a lot faster than people realize. We're gonna get stuff slower than people expect, but we're also gonna get other things, I think, faster than people realize. Like, I didn't think season rentals were gonna be ready by the end of February. To me, that was something like end of Q1, and I know they had it on the roadmap, but I just wasn't thinking about it. And then all of a sudden in the and we can talk about this if people want to, but like all of a sudden in the town hall yesterday, not only are they planning to do season rentals, but there's going to be a listing fee, which is going to burn DEC. So hello Flywheel, like let's freaking go. So that wasn't on my radar at all, but I think that's another area in which it's going to cut down on exploitative behavior and ultimately be something that will hopefully benefit everybody through the flywheel. So Crypto Ace says, gotta hit that dopamine. So Solving Chaos says, are you saying that based on what they learned from SPL? So GLX is like V2, so the tokenomics is better designed. So Solving Chaos, yes, I do think that with the GLS platform, so all the tokens there, GLX, GLGT, and GLUSD, I would like to think that Matt and Aggie learned from the missteps of SPS and DEC and putting that all together. And like I said, it's pristine, right? Because you got 2 billion hard capped GLX tokens and you have 0 GLUSD, meaning that from the get-go, you're going to be burning GLX. Now, some people like the concept of burning, some people don't. To me, it's just a marketing term, but at the end of the day, like, if a marketing term can, make people come in and buy GLX and help me increase my overall assets in the game, then I'm happy about that. So, yes, the tokenomics there are pristine. What we don't have is a proven game. So, it's like, what should I be buying right now? They're both roughly around 3 cents. It's like, if I'm going to average into a project, do I buy SPS? Do I buy GLX? It's kind of tough. But I do think that they are, at least until November, still very much interlinked through the GLX airdrop given to SPS holders. Skyer NJ, what's going on? Claim those focus chests? Yeah, we can do that. I didn't even see that. Let's go. It's like when you try to claim After Sounds Diamond chest. Where did Papa Bear go? I know, New Age. It's weird. The turn of the new year combined with so there's a couple things, right? Everything within Splinterlands has been really cool. I mean, the team is just shipping out a bunch of stuff every week, and it is really, really awesome to see. And I just hope they can keep up this pace throughout the year and even increase it if the market starts to improve. But I think what changed for me, New Age, is not really the micro. The micro was cool to see, but it's the macro. Bitcoin obviously pumped from 16K to 24K, and that's like a 50% jump. And, a lot of people are feeling like we may have seen the bottom. On top of that, inflation numbers have come a little bit lower. Obviously, the last one, the January print, was higher than expected, but overall, we're not increasing like crazy. But there are some things that make me bullish. Just recently, like for anybody following macro, like, apparently China just like printed $92 billion worth of, for them, I think it's yen, but it's like 92 billion US dollars worth of value as an injection. So they just stimulated their economy the same way we stimulated our economy here in the US back in 2020. And what did that lead to? Well, it led to some massive rallies in the stock market, in real estate, and in, of course, crypto, right? Risk on assets. So what's great about crypto specifically is that it is global. So, the US doesn't need to be the one printing the money. And I think, Japan also, I think, printed some for their bond stuff at the end of last year. Or that might have been actually this year as well. But then China printing and doing, 92 billion, I think that's the most that they've done in a very long time from what I remember reading. So it's little things like that are just interesting, because it's like, well, maybe the US economy continues to like have its issues, but if China's printing money and all these other countries are printing money, like eventually a lot of that will end up in global assets such as Bitcoin, such as crypto. So yes, very exciting from that perspective. Simran says, oh, just freshly minted. Hello, what's going on? So Simran says, always love your chats with Foyer. They need to have more often. Well, Foyer has his own channel now. Excuse me. I think it's like Rooney 207 or Rooney 209. I apologize, I forgot which one it is, but make sure to check that out. But yeah, I mean, he's welcome to come on anytime. I always feel like I learn a lot talking to him. New Age is hibernating. Papa Bear's hibernating. You know what I was just thinking? Oh, I don't have my mug with me, but I was literally I was checking on Amazon for bull mugs, because I'm like, you know what? I think I need to have 2 different mugs. If I'm feeling a little too bullish, I can't have a Papa Bear mug on stream with me. I gotta get a bull mug. So if anybody has any fun bull mugs that are, PG-30, you can go rated R, just not super inappropriate. It'll be fun to have that to play off with my Papa Bear mug. All right, so shall we open these chests? Let's do it. I don't know if you guys saw, but a lot of bots went offline today, so I took full advantage of that. I saw in map chat people were talking about it, and let's see if it's still here. But there you go. This is how I rose up the ranks and got all these chests today. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just kept submitting battles, and there was nobody there to play them. So I don't know if the bots are back online now. I think they are. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, so I was able to get 7 chests, which is pretty sweet. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, so 7 SPS, 18 SPS, or 18, no, not 18 potions. Come on. All right, Fire Caller. Oh man, this SPS is All right. Well, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. I really don't. I mean, it's not like I don't want SPS, but I want cards. I want and I need cards. But yeah. All right. Well, that was disappointing. 7 diamond chests. I might as well go back down to gold. Get me some merits at least. I don't know. Sometimes this game. I mean, 7 chests. This is the same exact thing that happened when I was playing last season in diamond. I would get roughly on average 7 chests per day, and only one of them would have cards. So this whole 33% of chests having cards is a bunch of BS. Because I am not seeing it. Ghostly BG says 2 comments. We're definitely overprinting cards. Yeah, I mean, everybody else is getting printed cards. People are getting 3 gold foil legendaries at a time. I mean, how many screenshots of that have we seen? It's been multiple people getting 3 gold foil legendaries. Like this is happening way too often. I think I've seen at least 3 instances. Like one person who's in my guild that got one. So if there was at least 3 of those in the first season, are we going to be getting 3 of those a season? That's kind of insanity. Yeah, Skyr, definitely. Now the tables have turned. Now everybody wants cards. Marcio saying sometimes this game drives me crazy all the time. That's why I have the bot, because I can't handle the stress of I can't handle the disappointment of playing, doing a bunch of battles like I did today, because I think I played all of these to get my 7 chests, only to be disappointed that I'm playing in diamond and I got silver chests, or essentially like the value of silver chests. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just whining now, it seems. But it is what it is. Let's see here. Hold on, let me just log back in on this computer. UC says seems like they really nerfed card number and drop rate. Did they? I don't think they did. I mean, they shouldn't have, without letting us know, because they put out that whole post with a nice little chart. Ghostly BJ says, yeah, but people tend to show only their lucky hits, so the info is skewed. No, you're right, but it's just like, I mean, should 3 gold foil legendaries be dropping in chests that often? Like, I don't know. That to me seems like something that is so incredibly rare that to see it 3 times in a single season was. I don't know what the stats are. I mean, I guess there's like probably millions of chests being opened, but yeah. Yet I've only received 2 regular foil legendaries from all my first season of Diamond Champ chests. Hey, Elevate the Pro, I only received 1 so far. Granted, I'm in Gold Diamond, not Diamond Champ, but I feel your pain for sure. No gold foil legendaries. I don't even want gold foil legendaries, to be honest with you. If I can just have a playable gold deck, not gold foil, but playable deck at the gold level, I'll be happy, because I spend the first half of the season in gold, and then as long as it's like maxed for gold, I'll get my full reward shares in diamond. And I don't even want to bother with champ, because I feel like too many people in champ are complaining about the rewards. So I look at that, I'm just like, no, that seems like too much. Now I do feel like the earnings on SPS, the SPS earnings on battles is quite significant, and you can see here, so these weren't roughly at the same time, but you're winning so much more in wild, which is why I bought in wild, and then I play for my own mental sanity in modern. These are brawls, but you can see here the last wild that I won, I mean, it's like 3x or almost 3x the value, or the amount of SPS. Now this is in low diamond, right? Because I'm in diamond 3. So it's not, it only gets crazier and more. I don't know if it gets more exponential, but I think champion was still 3x. But obviously, you earn exponentially higher at higher levels compared to lower levels. Excuse me. But here's kind of where we're at right now. Oh, I love the new filter system. It just makes it so nice. Let me go ahead and mute this. And then we can do Soulbound. So, I mean, there's still a lot missing here. Now, thankfully, I believe I've gotten all common cards. They're not all maxed for gold yet. Sorry, they're not all maxed for bronze yet. Sorry, guys, give me 1 second. As you can tell, I still have a lingering cough here, so I wasn't just playing hooky last week and calling in sick. In fact, I missed my morning stream that day too, because I woke up and I was like, nope, not today. So I guess I can combine these. Yay, whoop-de-doo. So Bingo Ghostly BG says elevate. Yummy says same reason I stopped renting to play in Diamond. My luck is womp womp. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to think. Like, obviously sometimes you hit the jackpot and it feels awesome. Other days you're just like, oh, this sucks, right? But I don't know, that actually, it's funny. So I have Darkest Night on here for people who don't know who Darkest Night is. And he talks about how the bot like saved the game for him in many ways, right? Or like it allowed him to get his life back. And then if you guys know Max Power from Archmage, right? He's on the Archmage team. He was talking about how botting allowed him to stay engaged with the game. He's like, this is the longest I've ever stayed like engaged with the game. And to his credit, to his point, I would say it's the same for me. Now, I'm not saying that about botting, but I'm just saying, like, I've played a bunch of games before, but Splinterlands is one that I've stayed engaged with and haven't gotten bored of in a while. I mean, don't get me wrong, the game has definitely gotten stale in certain areas, which I think the team is doing a good job of spicing it up now since the beginning of the year with new rule sets, new combos, new cards. But ultimately, like, to have been playing this game almost every day for like the last 18 months, August of 2021 is kind of mind-blowing to me. I've never been that committed to something. Now, obviously, creating content is a huge kind of motivator for me to check in regularly. And then obviously I hopefully still am doing music with the team. But it's like obviously those types of things would keep me engaged even more. But I gotta say, I mean, the game is addictive for what it is. And so I've been really enjoying it. I've been even in the bear market, even when things get really crappy and down, I just like the idea of continuing to compile and collect assets, because it won't stay down for forever. And I'd like to think, optimistically here, gosh, I really will need to rebrand away from Papa Bear if I keep doing this, but like, I'd like to think that the bottom is in for SPS. Like, part of me even worries that, can I share this with you guys? Can I just be like real for a minute? Like, I mean, part of me worries that this may be the last time we see SPS below 3 cents. I know, right? How bullish does that make me sound? It makes me sound stupid bullish. I can't even believe the words came out of my mouth like that. But it is something that I think about, right? Because it's like, if the crypto market has bottomed out, sure, we might see some choppiness over the next couple months, but if the crypto market has bottomed out, and if the team can deliver on all the stuff that they're trying to do with land and the DEC syncs and the card syncs and all that, I don't know, right? Like, part of me wonders if we never see a 3 cent SPS again, right? Because once the burning starts, it won't stop unless we get into a major, unless the world starts falling apart, which obviously I hope doesn't happen. But a lot of indicators are just pointing in the right direction right now, which is what's making me bullish. It's not necessarily Splinterlands things, although Splinterlands team is doing all of the right things in my opinion. I just, like anybody else, want them to do it faster. But ultimately, it's a lot of the macro stuff is making me excited. I mean, the macro stuff makes me nervous too, but yeah, ultimately, I think it's a thought that I've had recently. It is a thought that I have had recently. Like, what if this period right now that we're in is the last time you'll be able to buy SPS under 3 cents? And again, I don't know how long this lasts for. This could be all the way until next year, where we're just kind of chopping around at 3 cents. But my point is that if this is the lowest that we'll go, or that we're if we start burning SPS more significantly in the future, I don't know. it's fun to think about. It's fun to think about. But this is not financial advice, guys. This is just me being dumb on stream. So don't buy 100K SPS like Ghostly BG is saying that it's gonna do. Boomer saying you sound like Aftersound. All right, I guess I'm back. For all the people who thought that I was super bullish, I guess I'm back. No bot can beat my 16 plus years of grinding in WoW. Let's go, man. I mean, that's pretty good. If it wasn't for Archmage, I would have sold my assets and flown away. Oh, see, look, Skyer is the same way, right? So, there is this value to botting the account because it's like, well, you don't, unlike gaming in general, Web 2 gaming, you want to feel like you're getting something out of return. Like you bought these assets. And, unlike skins in Fortnite or unlike whatever, like what you buy can actually earn you more along the way. Now, what's the value of that? Are you planning to cash out? And that's kind of irrelevant. Like ultimately, in the long run, you just want to keep leveling up in the game, right? And if you have a way in which you can level up in the game, therefore the value of your assets also grows within the game, then why not avail of it, right? So I understand the collective shift towards botting. I don't necessarily agree with it from a competitive standpoint. And in fact, like I do worry about where the kind of anti-competitive nature of botting is going to take things like brawls and tournaments, because we already know it's very pervasive there. But, I have a lot of confidence in Weirdbeard and confidence in the team to hopefully create certain ways in which we can mitigate that. First and foremost, and this is my request, and I don't know if anybody's heard anything about this, but I would love to have invite-only tournaments, because to me, that represents something important where you could it's not open to everybody. You just do an invite-only tournament, and you get people in, and it's people that you know, people that you trust. You can create like a league. Like I want to do this with my YouTube community. I want to do something that is just for them, because there are a lot of people that I know, and I think that they would have the integrity to not do anything that would be against, like, not terms of service, but just do anything that's like in the gray area, right? We want to feel competitive. We want to beat other people, and we want it to be a game. Like, imagine anybody who played Magic the Gathering, like Friday Night Magic. You would go over to your friend's house, they come over to your house or whatever, you go out to a cafe, you play, not because you were earning any rewards, not because you were at some major tournament trying to get whatever, but you just wanted to kick somebody's ass and feel good about it, right? Like that's essentially what gaming is, and I want that to be there in Splinterlands. And it is to a certain extent, but so much of it is just shaded in dollar signs, and it's like, yes, I understand it, and I drive a lot of that too, because I tend to focus way more on the financial side than the gaming side. But I do want the gaming side to come out and shine and have its own platform. And the esports side of things, I hope will take shape over the next couple of months, or years, I should say. What's going on here? Okay, Will Benner, Waha, FOMO into SPS. It would at least go higher because it will replace power requirements in ranked games. See, Mistbank, that's another thing that's coming up, right? Like, it's on the roadmap, and we know that there's going to be a requirement to stake SPS. Now, is it going to be enough to move the needle? I don't know, but it's definitely going to lock down a significant amount. And as more people come in, it will continue to lock down more and more and more. So it locking things down sometime in Q2, combined with a bunch of DEC getting burned and potentially SPS getting burned to mint more DEC in Q2 and then Q3, Q4. You tell me, guys. Like I don't know. It seems a little, this year in many ways, culminating with whatever comes last, Rebellion or Land Phase 2, could be phenomenal for the value of, I don't want to say all assets, but specifically SPS and maybe certain cards. Now, why is that? Well, because we have a ton of DEC in the system right now, but there are going to be ways to clean that out. And then ultimately, I do believe that whether it's Land Phase 2 or Rebellion hitting the market, I mean, we're going to be able to eat through a ton of DEC. And granted, we're not going to be burning that DEC, but if DEC is still below its peg at that point in time, and you want to buy packs from, pre-sale, whatever it is, Rebellion could eat a ton of packs. And, that hopefully will come out, I don't know, Q4 at the latest. Keyword SPS to the moon. There you go. All right, Simran's saying it's possible it never hits 2 cents again, but if we get a bear, again where BTC falls enough, it can hit 2 cents. It's also possible that the flywheel burns enough that it can go down. That the flywheel burns enough that it can go down to 2 cents. What do you mean by that, Simran? And no, I'm not saying that, I like I said, I know that I sound too bullish right now. It's actually, I'm getting allergic to my words here, but I don't know what's going to happen with Bitcoin. I actually think we're going to retest. People keep saying we're going to retest the 20K range. So we're struggling to cross 25. So anytime we struggle to cross 25, it feels like we're going to dip back down. So if we do, then yes, I think, SPS can still dip. But, I do think this year Bitcoin will get some breathing room. Again, I don't believe we're going to hit all-time highs. I don't even believe we're going to hit like 50K. But if Bitcoin goes from 16 at the beginning in January to anywhere between 30 and 48K in by the summertime, that's going to be more than enough for that's going to be more than enough breathing room for Bitcoin to let alts have a little fun over the summer. And that's kind of where my head is at right now. Again, it's not an expectation, and I'm not a market analyst, and I don't like to make predictions, but that's kind of how I'm thinking about things right now. Like if there's enough momentum for Bitcoin to move up, then alts could have a fun summer. FOMO. Simran says, I'd also likely not be here without the bot. I do brawls and would do tournaments if I hadn't used all my SPS for a license. I see the rank is just a grind. No one wants to do the grind. Fair enough. I wish rank was a better grind. I wish they put something more into it, but that'll be, I think there'll have to be some kind of ranked play overhaul that hopefully they can get to in the second half of the year, in conjunction with any kind of battle pass that Weirdbeard has been talking about. But that's something for further down the line. JHU leader, what's going on? Scotty Fortune, invite only already there, private password. See, Scotty Fortune, the only thing about private password is the password can be shared. So I would love an actual invite only where I can pick the names of the people, the usernames that are allowed to join the tournament. So I'm playing Magic since 4th edition. Nice, Will. Agree. I miss kicking someone's ass in MTG. It was fun, man. I used to play it all the time. I actually used to host tournaments just because I love setting up competition. I used to host tournaments in my parents' basement, and it was great. We had a ton of fun with it. So I am hopeful that we can get to another place like that again soon. Mondroid is saying, I'm getting thousands of SPS per week just playing the game, so I don't feel any need to buy even if this is the bottom. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, look, you don't have to buy. You can just play. That's actually the beautiful thing about the whole play to earn space, right? You don't have to spend any money here outside of what you've already spent, of course, but you could just play the game. And many people are smart enough to handle the rental system and all that and make more, right? So profit from playing the game and then carry that profit into assets like SPS, into more cards, into building a deck. But yeah, I mean, for me, I bought my deck 18 months ago, or not 18 months ago, I guess, a year ago when Chaos came out. And obviously I've been slowly adding to it. But at this point, it's like, yeah, I'm just using this thing to farm more SPS now. I'm using this to farm more SPS. I've node licenses that farm SPS. I'm staking my SPS for more SPS. I'm saying SPS a lot. I think that was like a ton of times in 3 sentences. Simran saying the flywheel burns enough. It can't go back down to 2 cents. Yeah. Okay. Well, no. So keep in mind, it can always go back down to 2 cents, right? There could always be a time in which the market just collapses, that there's just not enough demand, because price is always determined by, are there more buyers than sellers? So it can most likely still go down to 2 cents even if we burn a lot. But obviously the more we burn, the larger the player base becomes. The larger the price and the value of a lot of the assets within the ecosystem become, yes, the more difficult it is to start selling it and seeing it actually drop all the way to something like 2 cents. That would be kind of crazy. Zena, if we pay 20 million for the listing, these tokens are going to be dumb on the market, or dumped on the market, I think is what you mean. So I bet SPS price is going down for a while. Ghosty says, I'm getting peanuts, so I do buy from time to time. SPS to the moon. Oh man, you guys went crazy on SPS to the moon. I make 300K. So sorry, guys. I make 300K Forge every week. No need to buy Forge. Wow. I really am missing out. Please give me Legend boots. I don't know what Legend. Oh, is that in Splinter Forge? So well better. That's nice. Invite only has to be in person. No, it doesn't have to be in person, but it's just like I don't want the risk, because you can't kick anybody out of a tournament, right? Like actually, if they made that feature, then that'd be awesome. Like if I can make a private tournament that's password only, and then I see a username that isn't supposed to be in there, I can kick them off. I would like that, right? So part of this has to do with like creating some kind of ongoing circuit or ongoing tournament series competition that I just don't want it to be exploited by players who are using bots in tournaments, right? And ultimately, like it's so hard to tell. So I would rather do it for people that I know, that I'm conversing with, either on stream or that I know in person. And so it would just be fun to like set up more competitions like that. But I don't know. I've been toying with different ideas on how to create more of like a league style system, just because I was hopeful that Weirdbeard would be able to make that happen this year with the battle pass and stuff that he's talked about. But it seems like his direction has shifted for now, which is fine, because I love what he's doing. But it's just like, well, now we have this void for for some kind of like competition, regular competition that'll be ongoing. So BT says limited passwords, like one-time use ones, would be nice. Oh, actually, that would be great too. Will Bender, you have a Twitch channel so we can follow? Yeah, my Twitch channel is This Is Aftersound. I guess I can just type in here. Hello, Will Bender. This is where I'm reading the chat from. I haven't been streaming on there regularly, but I do try to stream on there. I am hoping to stream on there more in the future. But if I stream on Twitch, it's going to be more Web 2 random stuff, or maybe even music related things. It's really on YouTube that I cover more of the play to earn blockchain content. Skyer's asking, how many crypto winters have you seen after Sound? If you count this one, this will be my second. I got in early 20 or mid 2017 bull run for Bitcoin. Yeah, man, that was a crazy time. That was a crazy time. All right, so let's see. What's tempting, Mondroid? What did Yummy say? What did I miss that? Oh, never mind. That's from earlier. Accounts, just do private tournaments. Thank you. Lego. I play 2 accounts. Yeah. So, I don't know. Ultimately, like, yeah, I don't know. I can't explain it. I've been incredibly bullish on a lot of the stuff happening in Splinterlands. Like, here's the thing I'll say, and I want to say it in a way where I don't get myself or anybody in trouble. But it's like, so like, okay, so for example, look at the movie studio deal that Aggie has, right? This potential thing. The broader point that I'm trying to get at here is that Splinterlands, the company, is actually becoming very legitimized in the gaming space, in the blockchain gaming space, where people might laugh at the Major League Soccer here in the US, but at the end of the day, this is a major this is a major sports league, right? So whether it's the MLS, whether it's Warner Music, where I don't think the deal is dead. We just haven't heard anything from it. Whether it's this movie studio thing, like there's a lot of cool things happening. There's a lot of conversations being had with very high level companies, high level people in kind of like I don't know how else to call it, but like, cultural, whatever, like, music and movies, um, sports. So it's like, man, if 2022 was it, if we felt like, the real impact of the bear, and now, it's not like we're gonna obviously shoot to the moon from here. It'll take a little while, but you think about where the market was in like the 2007 2008 downturn. It's not like 2009 everything was gravy, right? But by 2009 2010, we weren't shooting for the moon, but things were starting to recover, and the projects that had staying power, the projects that had legitimacy, and solid communities and whatever. I mean, obviously the crypto wasn't around then, but I'm just saying the companies at the time that were there and doing well, good solid fundamentals, like they're the ones that all of a sudden start to really take off and have an amazing decade. So, I kind of look at that as where we're at right now. I'm not saying we can't go lower, but if you think about it, 2022 was rough for crypto, like rough for crypto. And part of me looks at macro and says, okay, well, it could get rougher for macro, right? You don't have any banks that have gone out of business or filed for bankruptcy in the same way that you had FTX, Celsius, Three Arrows Capital, BlockFi, like all these crypto institutions essentially went under. But crypto, like crypto is also so anti-banking. I mean, it's just the ethos, right? Like, why was Bitcoin created? For anybody who doesn't know why Bitcoin was created, it was done in response to the banks being bailed out with an absurd amount of money being printed back in the 2007, 2008, 2009 financial crisis, right? Like that was the whole basis for why Satoshi created Bitcoin. Was he wanted to create something that was hard cap, that nobody could mess with. No government institution, no government, no corporate institution could mess with the printing of or minting of Bitcoin, right? Like it's just on a schedule, it's on an algorithm, and don't trust, verify. Like that's it. So, if things start happening to the banking institutions here, I feel like people are going to lose faith in that, and then they'll realize what crypto is. I mean, Bitcoin already has so much staying power. It already has such a big brand. So, I kind of like wonder if we do get to a point where, a bank goes insolvent, like if a major bank here in the US goes insolvent because they played too fast and loose, and all of a sudden, like, they're going to get hurt. It's going to make people think. Like, well, if my money isn't safe in a bank, where is it safe? Wait, what's this Bitcoin thing? Wait, what's this like self-custody thing? That sounds dangerous, but also it's like the 2023 version of keeping money under your mattress, where only you know where it is and only you can get to it. Except it's even safer than that because nobody can break into your house. They'd have to break into your brain and grab the keys. So maybe a rap star just saw 25 champ boss movie deal. What is the production studio? We don't know. Walk the Grid. That has not been shared, but I really do hope that it happens in one form or another. I just think stuff like this helps to legitimize the project, show that we're willing to play ball with a lot of other, big corporations and big institutions, so that when things come around, it's just like, well, we already look at the portfolio, right? We've done promo cards with celebrities such as Waka, right? And you can think whatever you want of Waka, but if there was no Waka, it's hard to sell a concept to, I don't know, who do we want to see? Like everybody wants to see like Imagine Dragons, right? We get a dragon card made after Imagine Dragons. Well, it's if you go and you meet with Dan Reynolds and it's just like, hey, we want to create a card of you in game. Sure, yeah, he'll probably be hyped about it no matter what. But when you can show him like, oh, we did this with Waka Flocka Flame. Like, here's his card, here's the artwork. We made a whole lore. Like, it makes the pitch so much easier because it's just like he can visualize it. He can see like, oh my god, like this looks freaking awesome. We definitely want an imaginary dragon or whatever it ends up being called in your game here. So it's just proof of concept, which I think is important for sure. Like what 2 to 3 Black Swan type events. It was nuts. I know, Mondroid, that's the point. Like it's crazy. I mean, Luna, Celsius, BlockFi, Voyager, Three Arrows Capital, FTX. I mean, sure, could Binance still go under? Yes. And would Binance going under be a huge hit to the crypto economy? Yes. Would it kill Bitcoin? No, it wouldn't. Would it kill other crypto? No, it wouldn't. I mean, it might kill BNB, but the point is that, like, you know, it's decentralized. We're gonna take a hit, but ultimately it will recover. I mean, at least Bitcoin will. I can't speak for any altcoins, but after all is said and done, Matt and Aggie would become a newly minted billionaires. Hey, let's hope so. If they become billionaires, then that means that hopefully I should have 7 figures with my SPS. If we can get SPS as high enough that Matt and Aggie become billionaires, I'm down for it. Simran says only reason you didn't have banks go under was because the government bailed them out. Otherwise, there would have been. Yes, exactly. So in 2009, all this like FTX stuff that we're seeing this year, that's exactly what happened then. But they got a bailout. Walk the grid. About time. Some know what they're doing. Good job, mate. Good listening. Talking to me? Oh, well, thanks. Dave, what's happening? BTC is the only one king. The rest is only tokens made up. Yeah. I mean, walk the grid. I mean, I joke about this all the time. I am a Bitcoin maxi, but it is fun to play in the sandbox sometimes with all the altcoins, which is what I'm doing here. I can't play with my Bitcoin, or I can't play with my Ethereum and earn more of it and have fun and, you know, connect with people and play in tournaments and do all types of games. So, you know, there's a value here that I think is kind of very untapped in the crypto gaming, NFT gaming kind of sphere. Now, what that ends up looking like, I don't know. But as a Bitcoin maxi, I do feel everything will eventually make its way back to the Bitcoin blockchain. So I'm glad that they are doing this whole SPS chain, because eventually I would hope that it would run as like a layer 4, 5, 6, whatever you want to call it, on top of Bitcoin. Because if you missed it, apparently Bitcoin NFTs are now becoming a thing. I mean, I know that they were always a thing, but they became super popular in the last couple of weeks here, which is funny because they slowed down the network so much. So Bitcoin's just old and slow, but I have no doubt that there's going to be several layers on top of the main chain. Elephantium thinks we think we're gonna get another Waka card. I mean, if he comes back for round 2, people are gonna lose their minds. It'd be like we want more than just the tweet this time. Snoop Dogg. Oh man, Snoop Dogg card would be awesome with the smoke screen ability. Let's go. Would be funny if he gave the whole team camo. We need a Betty White card, Golden Girl. Sky says, strangely, all Black Swan events happen to the people that stray away from the crypto path. Yes. I mean, even someone like myself, right, got caught up in like chasing yield on something like Celsius, and you know, there's still stuff locked up there for me, so it sucks. But you know, at the end of the day, it just taught me to keep everything in private wallets. You know, even with this, I want people to recognize the risk of having all your assets on a centralized kind of layer here, and why I actually think it's really important for the validators. I'm full blown, like, we need validators. In fact, I think that we need validators over everything else. It should probably be the most important thing, even more important than land, just because I want for a regulation standpoint, for a network protection standpoint, I think it's important that we have SPS not on you know, well, obviously it'll still be company service, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like I just want it a little bit more decentralized. But yeah, at the end of the day, nothing's gonna beat Bitcoin. And for all the ETH maxis out there, ETH is cool. I'm not hating on ETH, but it already has a fatal flaw. Proof of stake is not amazing, and many of the top validators have already started censoring transactions because Uncle Sam told them to, and that to me is a big no-no. A BFF card. That'd be cool. Crypto is too hard to understand for Taylor Swift fans. Wait, what are we saying? Oh, get to Taylor Swift just she has a lot of. Yeah, but I mean, I don't mind Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is awesome. It's just, does she understand crypto, and will her fans understand crypto too? This actually makes me really excited for what a potential Warner Music Group game would look like. Again, I don't know what the status of those projects are, but hopefully we can get something soon. But it'd be cool to see what there would be with an artist, especially like a major label artist coming out and trying to create like a little mini game or ecosystem. Because again, I'm waiting for the Candy Crush or Angry Birds moment or game and experience within Splinterlands, right? When somebody can come in and play something as simple as Angry Birds or Candy Crush, like when I can get my mom like to start playing one of these games, because she loves her phone games, but if I can have her play a game where she's earning, even just enough to grab like a cup of coffee at the end of the week or at the end of the month, that is a way better that is a better way for her to be spending time than on a Web 2 game where she gets nothing or she has to pay even more into the system. So, Aggie's talking about this whole arcade thing. I love it. I think Tower Defense is going to be the first kind of iteration or first kind of entry into that. So I'm very excited. But Tower Defense seems like it's still going to be quite complex in terms of its overall nature. And so, that then begs the question, are you able to create something that's super simple, or is it just going to get botted to hell, right? Something like a Candy Crush. But I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that there'd be something there. Who knows? But jokes saying 5 minutes. Oh my God, you're right, dude. Where does the time go? It's 7:57. All right, sorry, I did not have any giveaways this week. But since next week's stream is going to be on the final part of February, at least for me, it's going to be February 28th. We'll make sure that we save some giveaways to send off FOMO February in style. Legendary promo cards signed digitally by Taylor Swift. I'm down. Crypto side of NT game is complicated to casual gamers. Indeed. Julio Iglesias collab so we can get After Sounds mom in here. Oh, I don't think she listens to Julio Iglesias, but sure. But yeah, we got a couple minutes left. So any other questions or any other things you guys want to chat about? Hopefully I wasn't too bullish. I'm really not sticking to my Papa Bear brand right now, especially after getting a shout out from Weirdbeard in the town hall as Papa Bear. I feel like I'm not living up to the name, but I'm just trying to be real with you guys. I have a lot of irrational optimism for this year, and maybe it's just we got burned so much last year, but ultimately I just feel like there's a tremendous amount of upside. There's still a downside potential. And I actually think, and I don't know where I've said this, but I know I've said it before. I actually think whatever kind of, pop that we have this year with crypto, or even just with Splinterlands, I actually think that it's going to be a bubble that'll crash back down by the end of the year. So, just that's my expectation, is that it's going to be crazy, it's going to be fun, and then it's going to crash back down, and people are going to be like, oh, are we back in the bear market? And we'll just have to wait until the Bitcoin halving, which is in May of 2024, and 12 to 18 months from there, fireworks. So, New Age, thanks for the double streams today. Yeah, I know, Tuesdays are always crazy for me. So, but I appreciate you hanging out for both of them. Phantom, I don't. I was trying to mention an older musician that well, fair enough. Julio Iglesias wasn't a bad guess. I'll give you that. The objective of Splinterlands isn't to be proof of concept for the SPL team. Aren't they going to be a gaming studio? Yeah, I mean, they are a gaming studio if you think about it. They're about to add a second and third game to their roster here, which is really exciting. So Elvis is good. Should have said the Beatles. She likes the Beatles. I don't know if she likes the Beatles that much, but that's all I got for you guys. Have an amazing rest of your week. I hope your RNG is good and your polls at least better than mine. And yeah, like I said, I'll be back next week. We'll do some giveaways for FOMO Feb to send it off in style. And I don't know if there's gonna be like a March Madness or something, but we'll have some fun with it. So have a good one. Peace.